everything stated in this video is my opinion and my opinion only. And just like everything else in these cases we discuss here on this channel, everything is alleged. Hey guys, how is everyone doing? I know it's kind of late, and this will not be very long. We're going to talk for a few minutes and then jump right into it and then do a little close for a few minutes and then we're going to be done. This is only like 11 minutes, I think. Let me check. And it's audio. So I didn't put in the last like 20 seconds of like back end noise where they're like walking away from the microphone and Payne didn't turn it off and it's just like a bunch of like feet walking and stuff. So it's less than 11 minutes. It's 10:53. And again, it's just audio. So it's not going to be very long. And he doesn't really say anything too significant. We just really get a bigger idea about how much he was actually at the house. And we know from people that were going in and looking up pictures of things that were going on with everyone that he was at the formal on Friday with Bethany. That's the picture that I have on the thumbnail. That's the picture that's going to be showing as it's playing. That's who Kai Davis is. That's why the trailer was put together, which I'm going to try to do that more often. I kind of like having that. I've done that the last like 2 times and I kind of like it. That's why it says, like, that's why it's broken down the way that it's broken down, because it's a little bit of her explaining it and it's a little bit of him explaining it. Now, most of you guys that have been here for a while already know that I did not have a reason to go and dig into who this chick was like married to or engaged to after the fact. All I give a shit about is the time of the crime, 24 before and 24 after, and whatever's going to lead to the answers to that. I don't really care what this chick is doing after the fact. So I knew that she, from what everyone's been saying, was with Jenna's brother, but I don't know when that started. I don't know the date they got together. I don't know when that was public for everyone. I don't know when that started. So while I want to say that it's interesting that this guy isn't talked to until April of 2024, if she mentioned him and if he was like around a lot, if she was also dating that other guy, but I don't know any of those things. I don't know any of those things. So I'm hoping that maybe some of y'all know like the timing that maybe they got together, because maybe it would answer some of the stupid question that we have about her silence, because it could be just as ignorant as she didn't want to get caught cheating and that's why she's been quiet and not said nothing. Some people can just be that petty and selfish. But I don't know when she got with Jenna's brother. I just know that she's like currently engaged and should be getting married here soon. Or I don't know if they got married already. I know that Bad Mom Bree over on Twitter has put information on her Twitter page that has Emily like walking down the aisle, like a bridesmaid or whatever you call them, like the people that walk the aisle with the people that are, I don't know the freaking words for that stuff, but she's in a dress and she's walking down the aisle. So I don't know if Bethany's already married or what. I have no idea. I don't pay attention to those people. But at the time of the crime, Kai Davis is the guy that she was dating. Kai Davis is the guy that, according to his interview, he had spent such a significant amount of time very recently before the crime over at 1122 that his roommate busted into the room freaking out because he thought, with as often as he had been over there, that he might have been there and might be dead. That's interesting because she makes it sound like a sort of nonchalant. He puts a little bit more on it with the amount of time that they're together. It sounds like they were like, maybe not like dating, but they apparently he was there like so much. Again, his roommate freaks out thinking he might have been over there because it was so often and so common for him not to be home and to be with Bethany. That's interesting. It doesn't make him suspicious of anything. It's just an interesting fact that we didn't previously know, is all I'm saying. But I don't know when. Yeah, like his roommate knew he'd been over there so much that he was freaking out. But that's really like the big take from this entire thing. There's nothing else that I hear other than that. Yeah, you know, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. They are very similar, aren't they? They really are pretty similar. But I don't know anything else about this guy. I've never felt a reason to go and find out anything else about this guy. And when we were reading over the report, which I'm going to pull up here in a second before I start playing it, because the way that my computer is, because I don't have two screens, I can't have it on the screen and play the audio. We will actually try. I will let it play and I will put the screen up on the thing. If it'll play it, then that's how we'll do it. But I don't think, I attempted to see what it would do beforehand, and I just don't think that it's going to work. But we shall try. But I know that when we were reading it, it kind of see, wedding. I don't know. I need to find out. We weren't sure at all who it was. Some people might have figured it out before the interview came out, because we only figured it out now because I was sent this by someone after, hey Jackie, after Connor is the one who did the FOIA. So if he wouldn't have done the FOIA for that and we got this interview, I wouldn't have ever even really remembered to even go back to that report, because there's been so much going on. So much going on. So, how many of you guys knew anything about Kai and Bethany before this interview? Because I didn't. I again, like most people, really just knew about her being with the McClure boy. I didn't know. So then I guess I'll also ask, while I'm asking that, will I do this? The pictures that came out of her at the baseball game, was that her with the McClure guy? I don't know. I don't remember. Like, I'm really not looking at them, bro. Like, some people think that we're so obsessed with this case. No, like, I don't. Unless it's something to actually do with what happened at the crime, I'm not really paying much attention. Like, the Goncalveses pretty much throw their freaking selves out there, so you can't help but notice. But their kid going off to college, if they wouldn't have said that shit on the interview room, I wouldn't have known. I don't look at their stuff. I don't check their page unless someone's like, hey, they posted something. Okay, let me go to Facebook. I'm not that person, bro. I'm really not. Most of the time, I'm just talking shit on Twitter. I don't get on social media. So I don't know. I don't know who she was with at that game. I don't know when they got together. I don't know if she's already married. I know some people have mentioned something about maybe she was pregnant, which, I mean, it's been 3 years. They're adults. I mean, they are living like life goes on. So none of that, is a big deal. None of that would be surprising. If she was pregnant, though, I guess it would be sort of an out for her not to have been at the plea thing. But then, again, send Emily and, like, I don't know, the whole thing. I just don't know anything about that girl's life. I just know that I just know her story for the night. And I know the details from the phone calls, the stuff about the weekend before, about the stuff. I know the things that matter. Her, like, whatever she's doing, if she was doing anything, would not have anything to do with Kaylee's face being so beaten. There's just no way. Wow, like nobody. What? I guess this is going to have to be another subject of all the things that we didn't know. And so far, yeah, they need to. So far, we didn't know shit about a third girl being with Kaylee and Maddie on the way to the corner club. They do. But Jack still has, like, that wavy hair. Like, in the picture, especially the one where he got arrested, like, it's not as, like, locked as Kai's, but it's wavy. It's got some volume. I don't really, I mean, like, nothing. I mean, Well, okay, I'm going to play it. But what we already read from the report and what we know is that he was with them at the brunch. He was with them at the formal the night before. Now we know that he's been spending the night over there so much. His roommate thought he might have been one of the people that died in the house. So he freaked out and busted into his room. But that's really it. That's it. That's why it's crazy to me that, like, why would you hide all of this? Like, okay, again, we didn't know that we didn't know. And I'm going to say clip. If I say the word clip that, it's because I'm telling my StreamYard I need to clip this so that it'll take it. Okay. What we have so far learned that we had no freaking clue of before. Maddie and Kaylee had another girl, Lakeland, ride with them in Eric Gower's car on the way to the corner club. Number one. Number two, that same girl was also at the freaking house with Dylan before Bethany got home. And they hid that from us. They hid this third wheel person, technically, in both of these scenarios this whole time. We did not know that Jack Ducour was literally listed as the number one suspect on the Idaho State Police forensic report and remained the number one suspect on said report, with Bryan Kohberger's name listed as number two the entire time, all the way through summer of 2025. We did not know that they did not fingerprint him until May of 2025, until after the plea agreement and the document started to drop. We also didn't know about that 17 freaking minute phone call between Kaylee and Jack until that report dropped from MPD. Was it MPD or was it ISP? One of the two, because those are the only two agencies we've gotten so far. What else did we not know? Like, I just had it, and then I went back to that one because I saw somebody said something about the 17 minutes. There was something else that was super important. We did not know that the girls left the corner club with Jack to go to John's Alley and that the grub truck was a detour. That's another one. Is there somebody, like, pregnant in here? Is there somebody pregnant in here? Oh, is it a joke? I get it. I think I might be behind because I'm talking. We also didn't know that Xana made the DoorDash order until 2:15 in the morning until 3 or 4 days ago. And that there was a message. Damn, they hid so many important things. We also didn't know that not only was Maddie at the freaking party at Sigma Chi, but also Dylan. We didn't know that. We didn't know that. Unbelievable. There's been a lot. That's going to be its own video. That's going to be its own video. Damn. So many things. That's so crazy. And to me, those are like super important things. To know what their intentions were originally when they left versus where they ended up could have meant something about, like, maybe somebody was following them or some shit like that. Or maybe they ditched someone and they were pissed off. Like you don't even, like, put information out there about their real timeline to begin with. It's just so crazy. It's just so crazy. Okay. Let's see if this will let me do what I want to do with it. Hold on. Okay, so here's this. And again, April 12th. Okay. April 12th, 2024, guys. Not even 2025. A whole 2024. After the grand jury, like, we've got a trial date. We're about to do change of venue. Like, we're doing things. 2024. Crazy stuff. Oh, hold on. That's not going to do that right. Hold on. Okay. I'm going to press play. I don't know if it's going to let you guys hear it. If it doesn't let you, then we don't really need to go to the report, but I would have liked to have had it up while we did it. Tell me if you guys can hear this. Can't. Okay. I didn't think so. Okay. Then we're just going to listen to it this way. Because it's better to hear the words than read what the report is. That's all wrong anyway. And it doesn't have to be that big because it's audio. So we'll just do it like this. I guess like that for now. Okay. All right. Again, this is April 12th, 2024. This is the guy that Bethany Funke was seeing, dating, talking to. He was spending the night, blah, 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 whatever. Okay. Here we go.
I'm just going to record our conversation here. Okay, let me real quick make sure I get your info right. Right?
Yep.
It's your driver's license?
And I don't know why they redacted his name right here, but they don't redact Bethany's, and they've redacted Bethany's in every single interview, Dylan and Bethany's, this whole time, except for this one.
Is that Idaho?
Yeah.
You don't need it. It's all good. What's your date of birth?
2003.
Cool. All right. And where are you living at now?
I am at the fraternity here, but I also live.
Gotcha. Okay. And I'm not a fraternity guy. Yeah. Okay.
So in 2024, he was still a student.
Awesome. What year are you? Are you? What are you studying? What do you want to do? Yeah. Easy, man. Good deal. Got plans for summer? Yeah.
I'll put this in the,
yeah, that'd be good, man.
I want to put the report in the Google Drive, and then I'll drop y'all a link in the chat so that y'all have the report too.
All right. So we'll just get into this, man. First, I'd like to ask you kind of what the background is, how you knew Maddie, Kaylee, Ethan, and Xana.
Yeah.
And just whatever you have to tell me on that front.
We would always just hang out like all the times until the freshman year, came over to the house, more like Xana. And that was before she was dating Ethan, and she would just hang out with us all the time.
Okay.
Last year I was starting to hang out with one of the roommates, Bethany, all the time. So I would go there all the time and hang out at the house.
All the time.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Would you go, like, if they had get-togethers or parties and stuff on the weekends, would you go over there?
Yeah, of course.
So you said you started hanging out with Bethany that year, that 2022, would that have been? Okay. Did you have a relationship with her? Girlfriend, seeing each other, anything like that?
Yeah, just kind of
Seeing each other? Okay. How is she doing? Have you talked to her recently?
Yeah, she's good.
Is she?
Where is it?
Yeah.
She lives there.
Doing all right, though, all things
Yeah.
considered?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Doing good.
That's good to hear.
So in 2024, when she's big engaged, he knows where she's at. He knows how she's doing. Interesting. Yeah, the picture in my thumbnail is, from how I'm understanding, from the formal on Friday night. And that's him in the white shirt standing next to Bethany. And there's two other people standing next to her, but there was no reason to show them.
All right, so basically just kind of a year, so you're just in that circle of friends, right? Kind of, is that fair to say?
Exactly.
No, this is the only time he's been interviewed,
Do you know of
Jay.
anything that
I know
anybody ever mentioned about people outside the house at 11:22? Any strange occurrences, anything like that that you can think of?
Not at all.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Okay. All right. When they would have get-togethers there, about how many people do you think would show
That's
up
the
usually?
loudest it'll go.
Wasn't a big place. Maybe
Yep.
like 20 people max.
Okay. Yeah.
That's like pushing it probably.
Yeah. That house. Yeah.
Hold on.
Was it pretty?
Let me play it from the Google Drive.
I'm just gonna record our conversation here.
I'll see if y'all can hear it better. Hold on. That's the loudest that one goes. And I upped the volume on it like I normally do. All right, tell me how this one sounds because they're both at 100.
Okay, let me real quick make sure I get your info right.
Like all the time since I was a freshman, they'd come over to that.
Oh, shit. Hold on.
I'm just gonna record our conversation here. So you said
Is it
you
better?
started hanging out with Bethany that year, that 2022, would that have been? Okay.
The interview was April 12th, 2024.
Did you have a relationship with her? Girlfriend, seeing each other, anything like that?
Yeah, just kind of
Seeing each other? Okay.
I mean, I have it like all the way up on my headset and it's not as loud as it honestly should be. So I guess I just didn't realize how low it was.
How's she doing? Have you talked to her recently?
Yeah, she's good.
Is she?
Where is it?
Yeah.
She lives there.
Doing all right though, all things
Yeah.
considered?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Doing good.
Yeah, that's good to hear. All right, so basically just kind of a year, so you're just in that circle of friends, right? Kind of, is that fair to say?
Exactly.
Do you know of anything that anybody ever mentioned about people outside the house at 11:22? Any strange occurrences, anything like that that you can think of?
Not at all.
Okay.
I have no.
And remember, Bethany in her interview, one of her interviews said that about a week before the murders happened, she heard a scream that freaked her out so much that she called someone to come and pick her up. But he's telling the police he never heard a word about anything weird from her. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. When they would have get-togethers there, about how many people do you think would show up usually?
Wasn't a big place. Maybe
Yep.
like 20 people max.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a lie.
That's like pushing it probably.
Yeah. That house. Yeah. Was it pretty like pretty tight as far as you guys knowing who was coming?
That's a lie. I'm trying to download another version with it upped a little bit more so that it'll be a little bit louder for like when I can just go ahead and play it from another version. So that's what I was doing. That's not true. We've seen body cams of the officers going in there to tell them to turn it down because it's been too loud. And there's like well over 100 people coming in and out of that house. It's 3 stories. What do you mean 20 people? 20 people in the living room. 20 people in the kitchen. That house would have people.
Going, or were people kind of coming and going freely? How'd that work?
Yeah, pretty much people coming and going freely.
Okay. If someone came in there that you guys didn't know, do you think someone would have picked up on it?
Yeah.
Think so?
Definitely.
Okay. I don't think so either. Again, 3 stories. You've got the front door, you've got the back slider, you've got people coming in and out that these girls honestly didn't even know, just acquaintances, people that are just new people that they might have known. So no, I don't really think people would notice. I really don't. I really don't. Welcome, Caitlin. Thank you for the 20 Alf. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here, Wicked, Wild, and Wise, for 9 months. Thank you.
Okay, so best as you can remember, right? Granted, it's well over a year now since this all took place, but that night prior, so it had been Saturday night. Can you just kind of talk me through your timeline? Like, did you see him that night? Just best you can remember what happened that night leading up to
There
it.
was a game day, so there was drinking involved, so that also plays a factor in my memory.
Fair enough.
That day, I know we went over there in the morning, probably 10.
And that's to 11:22
Yes.
to the house. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now remember, it wasn't just the little get together at the Whites. According to other people, Xana was texting a bunch of different people that were supposed to come over to 11:22 for like a brunch type thing. After the brunch, they all migrated over to the Whites. So he was there for all of that.
Like a brunch, like meetup, and then that was the last time I was at the house, and then I went over to the Whites. We all did to hang out at a sorority, like out of house place. Then I'm pretty sure we just went to the game and then went home. Back to the fraternity, my fraternity that is.
So the Whites, which sorority was it that was throwing the party at the Whites again?
Alpha Phi. Won't kill who's in.
Yeah. Okay, so you went to the Whites, and then you said you went to the game.
Yep.
Okay, were you there early, late, like show up halftime? Do you remember?
Pretty sure I went at like halftime. Didn't even go into the game. Went to the tailgate.
Okay.
Hung out there for quite a while. Because they're always partying there.
Oh yeah.
So he would have been in the game-ish area the same time that Emily was, because as far as I'm understanding, she worked at the game and then went home and fell asleep, according to what Hunter was telling Ethan.
And were any of them there with you at the tailgate?
Yeah.
Okay. Who all was there with you?
I honestly don't even remember. I think we all went.
Okay. Yeah. So then, do you remember what time you left, or on or abouts?
I honestly have no clue.
Okay, that's fine, man. Did you stay the whole time? Like, was the game letting out, or did you guys leave before the game let out? Don't know. Okay, it's all good, man. I get it.
That was a long time ago.
What did he just hit? Why would you just hit the disc?
And so once you guys left the game, do you remember anything about what their plans were, where they were going, anything like that? No.
I know they went to the club, I think.
Okay.
Kaylee and Maddie did.
Now remember, again, this is April 12th, 2024. So at this point, he has been told like all kind of different stories from all kinds of different people. He probably honestly knows knowledge that maybe he really wouldn't have paid too much attention to that day normally. I don't know. Maybe he would have known that Maddie and Kaylee were going to the club. But I also know that Lakeland's boyfriend was at 1122 King Road and ended up leaving and going to, I believe, the game as she was like after she left with Kaylee and Maddie. So there was also another guy. This would be him. And Lakeland's boyfriend and this other guy, which would be Kai, and I think even a third dude. There might have been a third dude left from 1122 and went to the game. Is how I'm remembering all the mishmash of reports we've read.
All right, and then you left the game and went where?
Just back to it.
And kind of talk me through the rest of your evening that night. Do you remember anything about it?
Pretty sure we just went back, hung out, ate food.
Okay, I have this one now. Let me see if this is louder, and we'll start it at the 6-minute mark. I mean, damn, it just sounded louder in my ear. Okay, hold on. Okay, tell me what this sounds like now. Hold on, I want to get in the right spot.
Whites again?
Alpha Phi. Won't kill who's in.
Yeah. Okay, so you went to the Whites, and then you said you went to the game.
Yep.
Okay, were you there early, late, like show up halftime? Do you remember?
Pretty sure I went. I honestly don't know.
Okay, that's fine, man. Did you stay the whole time? Like, was the game letting out?
That's a good point. Yeah, that was really interesting to hear him act like he really didn't know her. When we saw, like, there would be no reason for him to have walked outside with her when the police showed up. Like, they were playing champagnes and shackles or whatever, but they were no longer, like, attached. And once the cops show up, like, your little game is like, pause, broski. So there would really be, like, no reason. So yeah, and I mean, yeah, you're right. We've talked about that before, but it's good to go back to that, because the whole thing with Hunter, I mean, there's nothing wrong with saying that's weird. That's weird, the way that he behaved whenever we see opposition in something that's reality that we can see with our eyes, but his voice is saying something different. Lies are so easy, but if it's noticeable, there's nothing wrong with saying, okay, but we saw y'all together. Okay, but we know that y'all were together a lot. Okay, we know that you were always at her house. Okay, we saw y'all together on police body cam. You knew the girl. There's nothing wrong with asking questions for the obvious things for people that get all butthurt about it. But it's also strange that he didn't mention to the police anywhere that the knife was on the floor, that he showed up to the police department with pants on instead of the shorts that he had on whenever he went into the house, that he apparently is claiming that he checked Xana's pulse, but there was no blood on his hands. Nothing. There's a lot of questions with Hunter. There's a lot of questions with a lot of different people. That's the problem. There's way more when it comes to the aggression that we saw here than anything that they're ever or have ever said when it comes to Kohberger. And I think that that's our biggest problem, is that even their main suspects, they didn't even give a shit to actually clear him on their own. They just took the FBI's phone call and was like, okay, cool. Just forget it. That's not police work. They didn't even work to clear Jack. They just shoved him over to the side. And then after the phone call, and they get the other information about more additional male DNA, they don't work to clear them. They just took the FBI's phone call for it. That's not police work. It's just not. I haven't seen it. I have not seen it. I was thinking about getting a list together. Thank you for the $1.99. I was thinking about getting a list together, because I know that if I call up there and be like, hey, if I give you a list of names, can you tell me if these have already been done or not? Because there might have been some interviews that were done, but then people aren't like playing them out for some reason, or maybe the media has them and they're not playing them, and then we only have to pay a duplication fee. If we know that, and we know the ones that we only have to pay a dupe fee for, then I can like bundle just those all together and get them all done at one time. But there's quite a few, and I want to go through I'm going to end up going through all the reports again myself. Now that we have a list of names from both the state and the defense, it's going to be a lot easier to be able to find out who these reports are for. And we really do need like the names and to know for sure who it is, and not just give them, oh, it's this report with this initial. They're not going to give two shits about that, obviously. So that's going to help a lot to try to figure out who's who. But no, I want to, because I believe Lakeland, the report with Lakeland is the one where we found out about Eric Gower mentioning that his wife and kid were out of town. And I think she's also the one that mentioned the thing about the airplane liquor bottles he keeps in the glove box. I think she said it. I know for sure she said the first part. So yeah, I'd like to hear it.
Or did you guys leave before the game let out? Don't know. Okay, it's all good, man. I get it.
That was a long time ago,
Yeah, it
too.
was.
My memory's not good.
And so once you guys left the game, do you remember anything about what their plans were, where they were going, anything like that?
Mm-mm.
No?
I know they went to the club, I think.
Okay.
Kaylee and Maddie did.
All right, and then you left the game and went where?
Just back to it.
And kind of talk me through the rest of your evening that night. Do you remember anything about it?
That part. I don't know that part. And we have the report and we read it and I was trying to figure it out, but I don't know. I don't know when she left the corner club and when she ended up meeting up with Dylan. Like Dylan was at Sigma Chi. And I think that Lakeland was at the girls' house where Dylan went after Sigma Chi. But I don't know when Lakeland left the corner club or where this other place is. I just know that it's in walking distance. See, there's still like so many things. And if the damn camera footage for that time frame had freaking audio, we might have at least be able to tell if they were coming from the side or from farther back. Because you can basically come from anywhere if you're walking. We were really only looking for cars. That's all we could do at that point with no sound. But you can pretty much walk back to 1122 from the Linda Lane spot, like across, like where Taylor is, where the dumpster is, and come all the way across. Coming from the frat, coming this way across Banfield, coming from the Whites and coming through. Like you can walk from so many different directions.
Pretty sure we just went back, hung out, ate food.
Yeah.
Went to bed.
Okay. Didn't leave that you remember?
Oh.
Okay.
No.
And then next morning, when did you hear about what happened?
Right here.
One of my fraternity brothers barged into my room because I would stay the night at Bethany's.
Okay.
Quite a bit. So then
Quite a bit.
they saw the vandal alert that the homicides had happened on King Street. So then one of my fraternity brothers came into my room, making sure I was there.
Yep.
Woke me up. Really hungover, didn't even know what was going on, but then we had no clue. So we were just hanging out in one room all together. And then one of our buddies came in and told us a little bit about it.
Notice, and this is just weird to me because me personally, I know for a fact if I were Dylan or Bethany, even if my dude did not live where he could immediately get to me, I was calling him. Dylan never, as far as we know, calls her dude, Quinn. And this guy is right there and could run over there and help Bethany like that. And obviously has no problem going to that house constantly. She doesn't call him. She doesn't call him. She doesn't call him when a loud noise wakes her up and there's a bright light. She doesn't call him when Dylan is telling her, hey, I saw a freaking dude, bro, and I can't get a hold of any of the roommates. Can you see where Xana and Ethan are on Snap Maps? Because it was Bethany that checked for Xana on Snap Maps as far as I can remember from the reports. She didn't call him. I would have. That's me. Again, even if I were Dylan and my dude wasn't close like this chick's dude was, I would have still been calling my dude. I find it strange. They don't call their dudes. And not even after, not even now that 911 has been called, she's still not calling her guy. He's not saying I had phone calls from her, missed phone calls from her. I was getting text messages from her telling me what was going on. She called to tell me after the fact. No. He's finding out from his roommate thinking he might have been there and dead too. Why would you not call your dude? I just find it strange.
Probably 12.
So how often do you think you stay the night at Bethany's?
I'd say, we stayed like 3 times.
Okay.
3 times? You can't say, I'm over there quite a bit 15,000 times in your interview and then say you've only been over there 3 times. Full of shit. A week.
She never said anything about strange occurrences or anything going on?
Not at all.
No? Okay. All right. Anything?
But also, he doesn't mention calling her ass either. So you're sleeping with some chick that lives not far away from you. And your friend is pounding through your door, freaking out because he thinks you're over there sleeping with that chick. And you don't call and make sure she's not dead? Because he doesn't say he calls Bethany either. And that was something else I noticed. Like, you didn't even give a damn. You didn't even call her and be like, are you okay? Because I'm expecting to hear, that's when I called her and asked her what was going on. Don't hear that from him either, which is crazy.
Anything else you remember about that day, particularly the day after? Like, once you guys found out?
No, we were kind of just all in shock, just sitting there with each other.
Okay. I think mine's kind of like most everybody else was.
Yeah, right. Then I think we just all went on the next day.
Yeah. Did you have any communication with Bethany after the fact?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Did she?
Making sure she's good.
Yeah. Did she tell you anything after, like, about what happened or anything like that?
Uh-uh.
No.
I didn't really want to talk to her about it,
Yep.
figure it out.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
I didn't even want to talk about it. No, she never said a word to me. Y'all talked. You still in 2024 talk to this chick on the phone, and y'all don't talk about the most traumatic night in that area ever that has made national, worldwide, universal headlines. Y'all don't talk about it? Bethany's weird, bro.
Is there anything else you can think of that I might need to know or would want?
Because look, the people that have been around Dylan, like, they might not be coming out and like telling a bunch of stories and bullshit, but she's going to college parties and taking photos with all these college chicks, and they're commenting on her stuff all over social media from the pictures that come out about her counseling and everything about how she's moving on, especially since this damn GoFundMe went crazy. They know. They say that, you know, she's trying to get her life together. She's trying to live her life. She's trying to move forward. Don't think it's not being discussed. You're the dude she was with at the day that it happens, and y'all don't talk about it. I don't know. This is not just as, it's not the way I would behave, I guess, is the thing that's bothering me. These are very robotic people. And as much of an asshole as I am, even I can see how non-emotional this entire group of people have been. It's not just like this interview. It's all of their interviews. Within 24, 48, 72 hours after the crimes took place, there's not a lot of emoting from a lot of people. Just across the board. It's odd.
Want to know to include in our conversation here?
Nonchalant. Mm-hmm.
No. Okay. All right. So just to make sure I got it all clear. So you hung out with Xana pretty much, or pretty frequently.
And then this is April 2024, and Brett Payne still can't say Xana's name right. He calls her Xana. Disgraceful.
Freshman year.
Yeah.
And then sophomore year, you started seeing Bethany casually. Is that a fair
Yeah.
characterization? Stayed the night 3 times, maybe. No strange occurrences. 20 people would show up.
That clearing of the throat right after Payne says that is an indicator that that's a lie. That's all I'm gonna say.
Fish at parties and stuff like that. But you guys, do you think you would know if somebody wasn't welcome, showed up? So
No,
then
you
that
wouldn't.
Saturday, you said you guys went to 11:22 for brunch. Do you know what time that would have been? Like, you're talking like mid-morning or late morning? You have any idea?
Mid-morning.
Mid-morning, so 10, 9, 10, something like that?
Wasn't much of a brunch, or just like meet up and
Yeah, it was between like 10 and 11. I think some of the other reports said that they started getting text messages from Xana around like 10. Something like that. So yeah, I guess between 10 and 11.
Yeah, pregame.
Yeah.
So they went to the Whites. Do you remember what apartment that was or which side of the Whites it was? Okay. And you were all at that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you went to the game, did some tailgating, halftime to unknown when. And then once you left, you said you just went straight back to the fraternity and basically went to sleep, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, cool, man. I don't have much else for you. If you think of something, you have my cell phone number, but there's my card.
Absolutely.
Please feel free to get a hold of me, or if you need anything at all, let me know. Obviously, we're trying to make sure everybody kind of as best as we can with the gag order, keep everybody informed on what's going on. Obviously, there's not a lot we can tell anyone at this point, but if you need something, we got 2 campus officers. You guys are more than welcome to go chat with them too. And like I said, you have my cell phone number, so if you need something, hit me up.
Sweet.
All right. Cool, man. Well, appreciate you coming down.
Yeah.
If I have any further questions, I'll just get hold of you if that's all right.
Okay.
I'm just going to record our conversation.
This dude lived on campus. Let me get y'all the folder. This guy lived on campus, was seeing one of these surviving roommates when the crime occurred. And they didn't talk to this dude until 18-ish months later. Isn't that insane? It's not, and like I said, it's not like he had anything special to really say, because he didn't. He did not. But it's odd to me that somebody that was a part of Bethany's life, they were able to just like keep quiet amongst a million other things that are pretty important when it comes to timeline and who was around, because he was in that house that day. He was in that house the night before. And if he was one of the unknown DNAs, okay, well, then why aren't we just allowed to freaking know that? Making it to where it's like a shady situation where we're not being told that he exists, we're not being told the connection, we're not being told anything, makes it look worse if he is one of the unknown male DNA, because naturally one would be, okay, if he's sleeping with Bethany and he's over there at the parties and blah, 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 it would be normal for pieces of him to be in that house. So why be stupid and shady about it? And I'm not saying that to say that he has anything to do with anything. I'm saying that like as an actual what the F. What's with the dumb shit is my point here. Because this is some dumb shit. Like actual dumb shit. All right, so here is the folder. I got something in my freaking eyeball, guys. Here's the folder that has the interview in it itself. Again, it's audio only. And then it also has the report. Yeah, they're both in there. So there's the Google Drive right there. I mean, yeah, pieces of him. Yeah, there'd be pieces of him there. It's just crazy to me that they would rather everyone have all these questions and be like, what are y'all hiding? And oh my God, instead of just being like, well, the guy that Bethany was seeing, we traced his DNA there and it made sense because he had been in that house. There's nothing suspicious about him. There's no motive. Nothing points to him. He wasn't even at that location that night. Okay, cool. Don't hide him then. It's just dumb. It's like they want the chaos for nothing. Dumb. Like eventually we're going to see this stuff. It's really stupid to act that way for no reason, in my opinion. Yeah, that's it. He's just telling him what he was doing. But then again, like, why would you also wait? To me, that's again just bad police work. If he's right there on campus and you knew, what was the date of that interview that I have in the intro for that thing? Because that's the date that she mentions him. Let me look, because it has, I think it's the 16th. Might be going to look. I know it's the 16th. On the 16th, she tells them about him. Why didn't they instantly, like, just talk to him as they were talking to the other frat guys? With him having that kind of connection to her, you think that, like, it would have taken them 5 minutes to talk to him. It's just all the way horrible investigations. Horrible investigations. Exactly. And he was also right there in a fraternity house. They had access to contact so many people that could have come over there and helped them. And if Dylan really saw this person like leave, then where's the threat? Why wouldn't you go ahead and keep that door locked and still call someone over? And if you're such a cry wolf, why are you, for the first time, when you really need to, not doing what you've been known to do? But then again, is that even like true? Because you have to question that kind of shit. Like, are they making up the dumbest, stupid stories to give an excuse? Because if we're to believe that Dylan's this like cry wolf that calls people to bring their boyfriends over to check the house because the pans in the kitchen fall on the floor, and she didn't call that night, it gives people more reason to believe that, oh, she really didn't think anything was wrong. Oh, that poor girl. And suddenly they'll forget that she admitted that she heard everything and heard Kaylee screaming and heard her running up the steps and all the other things. They'll just forget all about that. I know media manipulation. I'm not stupid. That's why it always goes down to what's on camera from the facts. What's the initial things that were said before too much manipulation to the story could happen? Because look what happened. Look what happened. It went from she heard Kaylee's voice, and then she heard a voice say, "It's okay, I'm here to help you," in not a good way, kind of a weird way, is how she put it, to some stupid cop repeating to another stupid cop, "Oh, she heard the guy say, 'It's okay, Kaylee, I'm here for you.'" And that's what ends up in a freaking lawsuit. The lie. I hate this so much. This is so stupid. I mean, it's so dramatic and it's so ridiculous and it's so disgusting. But sometimes you have to giggle. Because what is happening? Oh my God. Yeah. All of that bullshit. And no 911 call. I wish I knew why he took a damn plea deal, or I wish I knew why he extended, because that's the story that we're getting. But we also don't really know, do we? We don't know the conversations that were had behind closed doors. We only know the story that we're being told. So they can sit here all day long until they're blue in the face and say, he came to us and the defense team came to us with the plea deal. But that might not be true. We don't really know. Nothing that we saw happening was technically in the favor of either side. And I say that because everything that the defense was trying to use, they were getting Delphied. Straight the frick up. They were getting Delphied. And look, I'm just going to say this. And if somebody takes this and makes it personal, that's not my problem. I don't know why the Defense Diary couple and several other channels can sit here and say stuff about the Richard Allen and Delphi situation like what I saw today. Why lie if he's the guy? And then say that we are in the wrong for continuing to ask questions simply because we had some non-confessional plea bullshit happen and everything is a lie. Why is it okay for everything to be a lie when it comes to Bryan Kohberger, even before the guilty plea? But when it comes to Richard Allen, you have to freaking have your pitchforks up, which, yes, you should, because that's bullshit. And I don't believe for one freaking second that Richard Allen did this. I believe he is freaking innocent. Straight up, full stop, 100%, I believe that Richard Allen is innocent. If you can say that about Delphi, why can't you say that about Kohberger? How can you, as defense attorneys and anyone else, because this goes for Peter, this goes for anyone. I think the only lawyer that's out there that I know of asking questions, again, hear my freaking words, that I know of, that's asking questions and has been paying attention, is Andrea. Burkhart. I don't know any other attorneys besides the two girls. I got to email them back. The two girls that have the show that emailed me that want me to come on their show, the California lawyers. But Andrea has been paying attention from like a long time ago. If it's bad for people to be lying in Delphi, why is it okay for the court system, for the families, for all the freaking aspects of this case in every department? Why is it okay for them to lie about Idaho? Why aren't they taking this just as serious as they're taking Delphi? Why do they look at us like we're bad guys? When we have the black and white proof of the lies in front of us the same way that they do over in Delphi. It's bullshit. Custody queens. Them. Oh yeah, Yoli and Andrew Myers. You right. You right. Yep, they've been following this one for a while. They ask a lot of questions. You right. I do like Yoli. I like Yoli. You right. But I don't understand why Peter and Defense Diaries, especially Defense Diaries, as hardcore as they've gone in and deep dug into all the bullshit in Delphi and been able to pull out so much bullshit, I just don't know how they don't see the actual physical bullshit that people that aren't lawyers are seeing with proof to back it up and not paying a little bit more attention. And I'm not saying I want them to deep dive into it the same way that they do Delphi, because they're in Delphi. But to at least to sit here and acknowledge that there is some bullshit going on, why can't you if it's true and we know it is? It's just a question. And it's not just that one channel. It's in general. It's all the channels. If y'all are mad about what's going on in Delphi, if you're pissed off about all the lies, all of the witness suppression, all of the evidence suppression, all of the ways that he could defend himself being taken away from him, why are you okay with it happening to Kohberger before there was a plea? It's a valid question. So I need somebody to answer that. I need to know why it's okay for Kohberger and not okay for Allen. It's just insane. Because this is like really happening. It's really happening. And we're seeing it. And we're seeing the effects of people that have the ability to make it something people look at, being silent about it. That's why the lawsuit reads the way that it reads. Because the news isn't talking about the frickin' truth. The bigger channels that have bigger reach that go on these mainstream places, they're not speaking the truth. They're moving on to the next trending thing, and they don't give a shit unless it's a 30-second topic they can make a quick buck off of. Why do you think News Nation doesn't give two shits about all the actual evidence coming out? The last thing they talked about in this case was Bryan bitching about bananas. It's been zilch until the Walmart footage that they put out very manipulated. And now the lawsuit. They don't care about the reports coming out. How many new freaking documents? We've had 2,356 pages of forensic analysis. Not a single word from mainstream media. Y'all couldn't have brought in a forensic person from any freaking where and had them come on and discuss these damn forensic documents because it's the facts. You couldn't do that? Tells you what their audience target is, doesn't it? They must not think their audience is very smart. They must not think their audience could comprehend the documents. Or else they try harder. There's my rant. I'm just aggravated, man. I just don't know how. I just don't know how humans got like this. I just don't get it. I just don't. Yes. He came out here and made that shit up. And then even after he came out here and he was like, I can't yes, sloperation. That's about right. And even after he came out and said, I can't substantiate, I can't confirm, I can't verify. And even after the documents come out and literally mention this misinformation that spread like wildfire about this. No one ever calls him out for that. No one ever cares about the salacious bullshit. Whatever. More fun for us. More fun for us. At least we can say that we have the knowledge. We can sit here and say that we actually go through the facts, we go through the documents, we listen to the interviews, we go through the hearings. We are basing our opinions on truth and not some regurgitated bullshit. Damn, it must be so easy to be stupid. I bet stupid people sleep really good at night. Just saying, they probably sleep like babies. All right. I'm going to get off of here and go do something. Actually, I know what I have to do. Since it's January and I have not been organized in the way that I do things, I have to now go through and do tax stuff. I've got to do some adult math for the next few hours. So that'll be fun. Y'all have a safe night. Stay off the streets. It's Saturday. People are cray-cray right now. Stay out of the streets. Don't do anything. If you do anything, just don't do anything. Stay away from everything. We're going to go live tomorrow to go over the Ava Woods interview. I don't know what time yet, but we're going to do it. I don't know if we're going to do 2 lives tomorrow, but for sure, I want to go over Ava. And then we also need to start catching up on some of the body cam that we've missed going over because of everything else coming out. But I'd like to save those for nights where there's nothing like important. Plus, I want some time to start going through the unredacted documents better because I've only got the chance to maybe skim through like 2 sets of them. And it's not like I haven't done it the way that I need to do it to try to get information from them. Plus, I'm trying to compare some things that we have before. And I know some of you were asking for those. Let me get them real quick. This should be all of them. Now, somebody sent me these. And again, I don't know if she's okay with me saying her name. But thank you again for sending me this link. I copied them and now they're in our folder. I'm going to go ahead and put this link in here. Actually, hold on. Let me move these into the right folder, Idaho v. Kohberger folder. And then docs released 1/2/25. Here we go. Okay. There's the links for that. I'll start going through more of those tomorrow and highlighting stuff and probably just saving my highlight copy to the drive so that I guess you guys can see it if y'all need to see it. But I guess that's it. I am going to go ahead and get off of here. Y'all have a great night. Try to get some rest. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for joining and thank you for the super stickers and the super chats and for being here. I do appreciate you guys so much. You guys have a super great night. I'm going to go ahead if I can find it. Oh, hold on. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and play this out. Please do not forget to leave a like on your way out and subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed already. All right, you guys. See y'all.